Come to me. Come to I come to me. I choose. Come to me. Bacanat. I didn't miss it like no better. Bacanat. Yeah, we miss it like no better. Muri adekote, muri adekote. I'm trying to find out.
Okay.
I got you, my baby. I know you're the to love again. Yeah, you trust another man, but I got you, my baby. Come to me. I got you. Come to me. Come to me. Come to me. Come to me. I got you. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, wow. People are here already. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't believe we are on episode 2 of The Woman Experience. This is so exciting to me. So I just want to officially welcome you to episode 2 of The Woman Experience with Goretti. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time, The Woman Experience is born of the feedback that I have gotten over the years from this really small film that we made a few years ago in Cameroon. We called it Woman. So many people have stopped me at events. So many people have sent me private messages. So many people have contacted me via social media, to talk about the issues that were portrayed in the movie. I mean, people have actually stopped me. I remember somebody viewing it and calling me and saying that so and so person told me my story. You cannot tell me that so and so person didn't tell you my story, and that's my story you put in the movie. And she was quite upset about it. I was like, what? No one told me your story. And a fun fact about this story of Woman is actually from a Facebook post that I saw so many years ago. So I came across this Facebook post where a woman just said, can you believe this? My husband's mistress is at my door. So reading through the comments, I just thought, let me ask my community and find out what people will think about this. So I asked the question, what would you do if the mistress turned up at your door, or your husband's mistress turned up at your door? I mean, even though the responses were hilarious, but the responses were also very emotional. And so an idea was just born in my head, and I thought, we really love to castigate the mistress. But what if we heard the mistress side of the story? And so that's how Woman was born, together with my friend Kanyang Kwai and my writing husband, Safinda Carl. We developed the story, and then we shot the movie in Cameroon. So, which brings me back to Charlotte, our guest for today, Miss Charlotte Gobina. She played the role of Rachel in the movie, and Rachel is the mistress, the homewrecker. She who we all want to kill, right? But Charlotte, so the mistress, Rachel, had an affair with my character, Angus' husband, Dr. Manga. For those who watched the movie this afternoon in Cameroon, I am sure you are itching to participate, because I got so many feedback from you. So thank you for watching this afternoon. So that's the role that Rachel played. Charlotte played Rachel. And then another fun fact about Rachel, just to tell about Charlotte, just to tell you the kind of actor she is. Charlotte was a very last minute replacement. Literally, the day before we're going to go on set, I had had the opportunity to talk to a few actors, and I couldn't get what I was looking for in the character Rachel. Because you know, when you write a story, you have a vision. The story already plays in your head. So I had this character in mind, but I hadn't gotten it. And so Kanyankwa, who co-produced with me, he told me, you know what, there's this young actress. I've just seen her in a couple of short things, but I think she's got this spunk you're looking for. So Kanya called her. We went up, we met up with Charlotte, and just like that, I met her, had a chat, and then I asked her, I auditioned on the spot. I said, you know what, if you're right for this role, you're going to be on set tomorrow. This was around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So seduce Kanya. My goodness, this girl blew me away. And that's how I was like, Kanya, this is my girl. This is my girl. And so I was like, but you don't have looking for. So what are we going to do? She was like, you know what, Auntie Goretti, tell me what you want and I will give you what you want. That shows commitment. This girl, you know, when you're hungry, when opportunity meets, what they say, luck is, opportunity meets preparedness, opportunity met preparedness. And so I said, okay, Charlotte, you have just this afternoon to transform. Charlotte came back because we all lodged together. Charlotte came back to set at 10 p.m. Came back as Rachel. I mean, I was so relieved. I don't know. Well, I don't know for those of you who are not producers. You know, when you just get it right that last minute, that's what happened. And so that's how Charlotte became our Rachel. And I mean, you must admit with me, she did a fantastic job. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Miss Gobina Charlotte, the very talented, the delectable, the sassy, the controversially very, very spiritual, you know, very focused and very, very, very sweet Gobina Charlotte to the show. While she comes on, I'm looking at the comments. Yenny says, I'm just going to keep putting it. Yenny says, hi, Goretti. Hi, Yenny. Hi, Fua. Fua says, hi, Shafwa. I am here, but might go off, but will most definitely follow. Please do follow up. We are going to have a really exciting show. You know, Charlotte is joining us from Cameroon, and you know how our network can be. We are trying our hardest to keep it going, but we'll see. Charlotte just sent me a message saying that I am here. So let me read, at least this is a conversation. This is not a one-man show. So let me acknowledge all those who are already here while Charlotte waits in the back room. Hello, Joelle. Thank you so much for joining in. I know Adeline says, I loved Rachel. We all did, don't we? Well, until you were the wife, then we'll see how much you love Rachel. Joelle says, I'm watching from Peckham. Loveline says she's watching. Hi, Loveline. She didn't say where she's watching from. Hello, Loveline. Long time, sis. Hello, Goretti. The film woman is excellent. Thank you so much, Jill. Jill is watching from Luxembourg, and Jill was on our first episode on Wednesday. Thank you. By the way, for all those who watched on Wednesday, the reason why I'm so pumped to do it again today is because the feedback was amazing. So thank you all for the amazing feedback. Hi, Gaby. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm just trying to find out, Charlotte. She's just dropped again, but she's trying to connect. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to be patient because, I mean, she's connecting from PAYE. So we're going to try to make sure that it does not affect our conversation. However, thank you, darling. Quinta says, I like your hair, though. Thank you so much. It's the same here. I'm just trying to stay exciting for you guys. And for those of you who are yet to see Woman, you can watch Woman by clicking the link that Rachel has put on the page. So thank you very much. I mean, I really want us to dive into this conversation. Thank you, Diana. That's one of my amazing friends. Thank you so much. Proud of you. So while we wait for, can we get the trailer? Of course, it's coming. So while we wait for Rachel Charlotte to come on, I'm just going to the trailer just to remind those who haven't had a chance yet to see it what to expect. So just enjoy.
How may I help you?
What do you want from my husband? Why are you sleeping with my husband?
Madam?
Don't you dare madam me. Did you know he was married?
Of course I did. Did you come here expecting me to apologize to you for sleeping with your husband?
No. I came here hoping to speak to a woman with at least some moral values left.
Oh my God, it was never about you.
Of course not. Because damaged women like you only think about yourselves.
What did you call me?
You heard me. See, I'm not fooled by the glossy exterior you present to the world.
You came to me looking for answers to why you have a cheating husband. Granted, I'm sleeping with your husband. But I too have been polite, Mrs. Lobe. However, if you think you can come to my place of business and insult me, then I suggest you think real hard before you utter another insult.
Let me describe you in a few words, and please feel free to stop me if any of it is false. You used to be a mean girl who believed that all the other girls were jealous of you. You clearly do not understand the true bond of sisterhood, so I'll assume you have no female friends. Saying that you're pretty, men flock around you and women avoid you, but you clearly were never shown true love by the one man you looked up to. So in order to feed your insecure ego, you chase after married men because you enjoy the thrill of the hunt.
Oh my God, spare me the psychological bullshit.
Being another statistics to a man's bed-hopping bragging rights, never being able to be claimed publicly, that is not love.
I sleep with your husband because it suits me. I get the fun of dating an interesting, charismatic guy without the hassles that come in the relationship. I become his dream woman for as long as I chose. I stay glamorous and pretend to hang on to his every word so he believes he's been listened to. I give your husband the best sex of his life, so he treats you nicer and kinder. So, Mrs. Lobe, you got it wrong. I fuck your husband for me.
How long do you plan to remain scarred?
How long does your husband plan to cheat on you? I have no moral obligation to you. He is the home wrecker, not me. Look, Mrs. Lobe, I didn't intend for this to get here.
No. You meant to hurt me and my family, but that's on you.
The way your husband came running to me, he will cheat on you again.
Then you will be the last while I'm still married to him. I promise you that. I stood before the altars and made vows to God and our families with this man because I love him. If this marriage fails, then it's not on me. No, man. Hi. I feel like we should give a standing ovation to Charlotte. Every time I watch that scene, I am so pumped. I swear I should have thrown her that acid. I mean, what would you have done? So I mean, while Charlotte gets here, I'm gonna ask you, now you have seen that clip. If it was you, what would you do? While you're thinking about, somebody just said you for throwing that acid. I for end for prison if I'd done that. So please think about it. If that was you, imagine the audacity. You decided to humble yourself and go have this chat with this woman and ask her why. And that's her response. What would you do? So while you ponder on that, please, 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 let's welcome Charlotte to the show. Charlotte, I hope you're there because I could see you. Charlotte. Okay, well, Charlotte again, Cameroon. One day it go better for all of we. But while Charlotte is trying to connect, please, in the comment, let's just start having this conversation. Somebody says, child, you cut up. Let's have this conversation. Ladies, gents, what would you do if the mistress turned up on your doorsteps? What would you do? I'm waiting for the responses because I know so many people's responses. But before I give my opinion or tell you what some of those people have told me, I beg in the comments, tell us your answers. What would you do if the mistress showed up on your doorstep? While we try and figure out what's happening a lot. Ladies, are you there? I know. I know. Somebody says, where is she? I can't wait to see her. I know. I mean, it says she's there, but for some reason I can't see her face. So let me try again. Still can see her. So somebody says what? We three need to talk. So what's the conversation, Quinta, that you three are going to have? What's the conversation? She says, Diana says, I won't go. I'll deal with my husband. So Diana, wait, are you saying that you won't go and see the mistress? You will just sort it out at home with your husband? Is that what you're saying? Gilles says, mince, je devais la fouetter. Fouetter qui alors, Gilles? Ta femme ou ta maîtresse? Laquelle? So Gilles says in English, let me translate, sorry, that means I should have whipped her or given her a whipping or a beating. So I'm asking him who? The wife or the mistress? Diana says I will give her laxatives. Okay, well, please continue to put your comments because Charlotte is here now. Hey, Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. So relieved.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear us? Guys, this Cameroon network, Charlotte and I have done this thing earlier and it was fine. So I don't know. Charlotte. Anyway, let me take Charlotte off the stream while she tries to reconnect. So Adeline says, oh, Diana says, I will give her laxatives. Why would you give her laxatives? Why? Why would you give her laxatives? I mean, I'm going to pick on that. Why would you punish the mistress? Why? Adeline says, I remember back in the days, I convinced my boyfriend's girlfriend to have a chat with my boyfriend and I asked him to choose. And guess what? I'm dying to know. Who did he choose? You? Who did he choose? I am so dying to know. I mean, I keep having Charlotte, but she's frozen. Ah, this Cameroon, no, this Cameroon. Anyway, let me try again. No. Okay, let's just keep going and having a conversation. Okay, so Gilles said he would beat his wife for going to talk to the mistress. Ladies, come in, let's jump in, let's defend. Gilles says he will beat his wife for going to confront the mistress. Ladies, if you were Gilles' wife, what would you do? I know we all want to welcome Charlotte, but the internet won't let us be great today. So fingers crossed. Gilles says, network is the evening now there in Cameroon. It's normally slow. Oh, really? Didn't know that. Now I know. So I love this movie so much. One of the finest Cameroonian movies ever. Thank you, Emma. So we are asking while we wait for Charlotte to come and tell us about her role. If the mistress, if you were in that situation, you went and confronted the mistress and she gave you that response, what would you do? Just put your tail between your legs and just go you back home softly, or what would you do? Cheryl says, I'll go for my husband, not the mistress. You go for your husband, not the mistress. Why? Because do you think that the mistress is not to blame at all? Like, why would you not even think of approaching the mistress? Do you think that in a case of infidelity, the mistress is not to blame at all? Is that what you think? Somebody says that man Gilles, you don't colo bitu. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just asking Charlotte what's happening again. Gilles. Diana says, Gilles, I will bring my whole village to deal with you. Gilles, you got the response. They will bring their whole village to deal with you. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yenny says, it's easy to go for the mistress, but the truth is, it is my husband that I'd accidentally push into the lion's den and throw away the keys. So, yeah, so for the women who keep saying that they're going to blame their husbands, is it because you think that the mistress has no bearing in this at all? That's why you would go for your husbands? Gilles, of course, I'm sure we know that you were just joking. Oh, God. Anyway, I think, is this Charlotte? She's here, so let's give her a minute for the internet to. Anyway, while Charlotte is figuring things out, my next question that I was going to ask in the conversation with Charlotte is this: is the mistress truly the devil? Because I mean, I'm getting some women say they would completely forget about the mistress and stick with their husbands, and some people said that they will do what? They will give her laxatives. I'm asking this question: is the mistress truly entirely without blame? I mean, let's play devil's advocate. Is the mistress truly entirely without blame? Those who say aye. Those who say yes. Is the mistress truly entirely without blame? I'm curious. Oh, poor Charlotte. What do you say? She's connecting again. No, the husband made himself available. Oh, he made himself available to the mistress. So the mistress is, so you don't blame the mistress for probably knowing that, you know what, this woman is, this is probably a married man. Because nowadays, you can smell marriage on some men, like literally, like the age group of the man that is coming to talk to you. You will smell marriage. You know, this man, there's no it's African, is not married, or probably, well, maybe divorced, but he must be married. You can smell. So even if you say the husband made himself available, are you, well, I mean, are you not sure that the mistress may probably know? Adeline says, me, I go blame this mistress. Ade, why? Why the mistress? Because I'm playing devil's advocate, right? Why the mistress? Both of them are to be blamed. Okay. Cheryl, why? So Charlotte is back. Let's try again. Hopefully it works and it sticks this time. Charlotte.
Hello, Auntie Anu.
I know. This internet
I must apologize for the crazy network.
Oh, it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all.
It's really been terrible with us. It's been terrible with us here in Cameroon. I'm glad joining you.
There are so many people who are looking forward to see you and talk to you.
Can you get me?
Very well. Yes, very clearly.
This is Charlotte. So I'm really glad joining you. I've been trying with the internet. I am very sorry for the disruptions. It's been crazy like this for some time now in Cameroon, very, very short period of time. But I hope this works. I'm glad joining you. So this is Charlotte Gobina. Played the role of Rachel.
Yes.
Of the role of Rachel in the movie Woman, and in fact, it's really amazing to see that people really love the movie and they love the storyline of the movie. woman. It was a kind of realistic one. When I say realistic, in the sense that it's a real, it talks about real life happenings, everything that happens in our day-to-day lives, and you could see the dangers of having a mistress in the house.
Right.
You see, it is something that maybe at the beginning it could be very sweet. It could feel very nice. It could feel very enjoyable, especially when some of those extra things or those extra benefits that come along with them, especially when they're involved. But in the long run, you get to realize how destructive it is to you as a person, and of course to your home. So don't mind the fact that I was playing it like that, and it looks like, wow, this is nice, this is fun. But I mean, that was a movie anyway, but it tells real life happenings.
Of course it does. It does, Charlotte. For some reason I want to call you Rachel. No, it certainly does. So many people are really excited to see you. Welcome, darling, says from Emma. Hi, Charlotte, excited. Welcome, Charlotte.
Oh,
Everyone's just welcoming you. I mean, we're also so excited, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed that this internet stays like this. So, Charlotte, I just told them how you got the role last minute, because you literally came on set that night. A bit more about who Charlotte is.
yeah, yeah. That's a nice.
I know.
Okay. Before I get to how I got the role, Charlotte is a person. Charlotte is a very, very pushful young lady. She's a very creative young lady, and I see opportunity with every, even the slightest pothole. I use it as an opportunity to come up with something good. You
Mm-hmm.
see, and I'm that person who, I don't believe in impossibilities. Everything is possible as long as you have that willpower.
Mm-hmm.
If you have that very strong willpower, in fact, you will get to your goals, and you will astonish yourself. So
Yes.
how I got the role in the movie Woman, I literally got on set that same day. Goreti, you remember?
Yes, I just told them the story.
Yeah, and well, this fateful day, I was at the Boya Film Academy then. The Boya Film Academy was somewhere Waitingi, around the market in Moliko,
Yeah.
somewhere in Boya.
At
And
the
I had a call that day, and Kanya, Kanya called my boss. Well, he's of late now, may his soul rest in peace. So Kanya called Sergio Marcello. Yeah, at the Boya Film Academy. And I was like, oh, Charlotte, these people are coming to see you. And so maybe you have a role or something. So when they got there, and immediately,
Oh no, Cameroon. Oh, hopefully she reconnects. Hopefully she reconnects. Thank you guys. Gosh, Mike, I was reading your comments. That was such a warm welcome. So let's go back to the conversation we were having. I was so Rachel the line says, if all the women out there say no to married men, the world will be a better place. Will it really? Will we miss the excitement of fighting the man at home and saying that yes, you have a mistress, you go, and they make like, okay, you know what, when he leaves that mistress, will we miss all of that? Emma says nope, she will wear one foot trousers, then my husband will wear the other foot, will go to the gym of the community to settle the matter. Not be small thing. I don't blame you, Emma. So both of you will just go in the public and just embarrass yourselves, in other words, right? Quinta says the mistress is a woman. She too has a conscience and has to face the fact that she's destroying another woman's marriage. So we're going to talk about that. The mistress as a person. Charlotte, you're back.
Yes, I am. I'm really sorry about the network. It's crazy in Cameroon for the past weeks.
That's okay. At least you're back. Yeah. So Charlotte, tell us. You played Rachel, or you were telling us the story of how we met. But I think I'm just going to cut that because I had told them earlier. Yeah. So you played the role of Rachel in the movie. What's your opinion on mistresses? What do you think? Do you view them as you view them as a fellow woman? You look at them as the enemy. I mean, I don't know. Are you married now, Shala? Can I ask that?
Okay, no, I'm not married. I'm very single. I'm still very
Okay.
single, but I must tell you, while I played the role Rachel, while I interpreted that role, I was saying to myself, God, after this, please forgive me. It's just a movie. Yeah, I was saying to myself, God, please forgive me. It is just a movie because trust me, um, these are people who can bring depression and who can bring the downfall of a home. If the husband in question is not strong enough and doesn't have a willpower to withdraw, it will in fact, it will destroy his family and maybe his, other relations, because having or keeping a mistress around is a very, very risky game.
Okay, Charlotte, let me
Can you
interrupt you.
get me, Dorothy?
I did, but let me interrupt you there. So today, when I put up the flyer of what our conversation was, some male friends of mine responded via WhatsApp message, and one of them said to me something which I found hilarious, but I'm going to read it again. He said to me, he said, for married men with children, deuxième bureau. So for those who are not non-Cameroonians working in Cameroon, we call the mistress deuxième bureau, like a second office. Because I always tell you, I'm still at the office when he's at the second office. So that's what we refer to mistresses as. And so deuxième bureau is an absolute necessity. You need some place to regularly chill without all the noise that you have at home. Ladies, I beg.
My network is messing me up. I can't really get
what
you.
I said? He said, for married men with children, to have a mistress is an absolute necessity because the men need something to go and chill away from all of that noise. Please, ladies, come and let's defend our certificate. Charlotte, what do you think about that? Charlotte. Okay. I think Charlotte is still there trying to connect. So I beg. So did you guys hear what I read? So one of the guys, when they saw that flyer that I put up, sent me a message to say that to have a mistress as a married man with children is an absolute necessity because you need a place to distress. I'm going to paraphrase. I'm beginning to speak gibberish. I'm going to paraphrase and say he needs a place to distress away from the noise. And he actually said someplace to regularly chill. Regularly chill. Eh? Ladies, I bet let's defend let's defend that certificate. Sherry says, chai wonders. I'm telling you, my sister, when I read it, I was like, hey, this man will not kill us. All the women are just like wonders, wonders. I'm telling you. Eh? Ralph, you say woman a. In which regard? Woman a as what? That's what are you saying here, Ralph? Please. Charlotte is back. Charlotte, are you back? Hi, Charlotte. Okay. Can you hear me? While Charlotte connects.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Charlotte.
Can you get me?
I can hear you. I mean, the picture is not very clear, but I can hear you very clearly.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So,
Oh, I'm really
no, that's okay. So I was asking a
this.
question.
I really wanted to interact with the people. I mean, to tell them and make them understand this role.
I know, I know, I know. But this Cameroon will not let you be great. Cameroon, this network it's an issue. But don't worry,
Hello.
better. Anyway, so while you connect, anytime you can hear me, Charlotte, just call my name, then I'll know. So that comment I read earlier, Cynthia says, but let me ask, what is this obsession with mistresses or side chicks from married women, though? Why is this a hot topic? Do men sit and discuss their wives' side boys? I think, Cynthia, the question I'll throw back at you is: do women have side boys? Is that a conversation we should have for another day, or we should just include this in this? Do women have side boys? And if they do, what's the percentage as compared to men? Like, let's talk about that. And somebody says, Quinta says, distress with your children. Diana says, who created the children? Sherry says, I can't comment on such nonsense. Is it really? Somebody's warning Rafa Okikame. I did warn you. So, Cynthia, again, you come and defend the men. You say men are polygamous in nature, so they must cheat. I'm copying your emoji. So they are polygamous, they must cheat. Really, are we not polygamous in nature as well? Women, anybody with some biological and psychological background, can you come and let's have this conversation with Cynthia? Aren't women polygamous but just more loyal? Aren't women polygamous in nature, but it's just that we are a little bit more loyal? Let's have this conversation. Sango Ndolo says, I think the man is to be blamed. Even if there's a mistress, the man is supposed to make her know her limits. So we are only blaming the man because he got caught, in other words. Is that what you're saying, Sango Ndolo? That we should only blame the man. In this case, we are only blaming the man because he got caught. Because you say, even if he has a mistress, African men, or is it just men in general? Tell me, if somebody, a man in the audience, please look at us in the eye or look at me on behalf of all the women in the world and tell me why. What does that side chick or mistress give that wifey can't give? Please tell us. I would love to. I think a lot of us in here would love to hear that. What does that side chick give you? That's us, madam, with the certificates, with the ring, with the everything, cannot give you. Because when you were marrying us, we must have given you that same thing. Where did it get lost in translation that we cannot, rekindle it? A man should answer this question, I beg. Because this obsession, Cynthia, with side chicks is an obsession because women are emotional. They are. So Charlotte is back. Is she? Charlotte, can you hear us? Hello? You guys won't believe that Charlotte and I tested this thing at 6 o'clock. It was perfect. We tested at 7 o'clock. It was perfect. And then when we come to the show, we get this. That's okay. We keep on rolling. Somebody says, Loveline says, if you want to regularly chill, just remain a bachelor and not get married in the first place. Right, love? Because if you think you need a side chick to chill, just stay you and have your cake and eat it too. Just be a bachelor and have a girlfriend, where you can regularly go to their house and chill and just do like some of your brothers do. No, I shouldn't say that because I'm encouraging irresponsibility. But then again, I'm playing devil's advocate. Just those who are willing to have children, you just have your children and then have a girlfriend that you chill with, but be responsible parents to the child you bring into the world. Because don't come and put somebody's girl in your house and then be going to regularly chill somewhere. Come on now, man. Adeline says, yes, so women have side dicks. Oh my God. I feel, let me clean my mouth. Adeline says, yes, so women have toy boys. Let's be PG here, Adeline. Women have toy boys. Ladies, do we? Is that a common thing? Do you have friends that that have side boys? Cynthia says, I'm not defending or just contributing to the convo. Of course, Cynthia, I know you're contributing to the convo, but you're giving a different point of view. So let's have that banter, you know. Let's banter, I guess. Shanti K says, nice question to the men. And thank you, Shanti. Cynthia is laughing at us with the certificate. It's true. I read a post recently on Facebook where some girl was saying women are dying for this certificate. So anyway, I don't really want to digress, but I guess I'm kind of using that to throw it back in their face, because marriage is a good thing. To me, I'm traditional in that I love being married. Marriage is a good thing. It is a good thing. It's a good thing for the community. It's a good thing for us as individuals, just to have that person. And with marriage, if you hit it right, you hit the jackpot, you will have an amazing life. That's just the truth, because we are creatures of love. That's my belief. But enough about me. Fred is saying not a fair debate. Fred, how do we make it fair? How do we make the debate fair if you're saying this is not a fair debate? Can you expatiate on that? Sango says, I'm not saying there must be a mistress, but in a case where there's one, she should respect the wife. Okay, Mola, we got you. Fred is asking, hello, Dr. Tizano. He says, do you know in this era, must men suffer emotional abuse from women? Okay, this is a completely different conversation now. Are you saying that, well, I guess this is a completely different angle, because are you trying to say here that men cheat because they suffer from emotional abuse? Is that the question? Nkengfa Yvonne says the men should be responsible. Give us some respect. Nkengfa Yvonne, dear, they should be responsible and give us the respect, right? Yes. Maybe we should come back. I don't want to focus on the men in this. I'm coming back to the mistress. Why do women choose to be mistresses? Why? Why would a woman decide to be a mistress? I wonder why. As Quinton says, side chicks give men false illusions of stability and validation away from their responsibilities. Side chicks give men false. Yeah. Reading it a second time. If you agree, just nod quietly in the comments. I think so too. There's a line in Woman where this girl is saying to the man, I listen to your stupid stories. I entertain your whatever. I think that's what side chicks do to these men. Or they fund their egos, and then the man feels like, see, she makes me feel like a man, right? Men, am I talking to you? Am I? Cynthia says, so what about these married women who were once side chicks that today are on top of the side chick matter? What were they thinking when they were doing tiff? So, sisters, I'm not going to loud it, but let me whisper it. If you were a side chick before you got the man, or if you know somebody who was a side chick before she got the man, come and help us answer this question. You can just come through an anonymous account. If you were a side chick, are you more considerate now as a married woman? If your husband, will you be more tolerant now as a wife if your husband goes to your friend? Or, I mean, I'm saying friend because that's what it used to be, isn't it? Or are you going to, or do you now understand the reasons why you were a mistress in the first place, and be give the man all he needs so that his eyes will never stray. If you've got that experience, please, 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 we are all here to learn. Share. um Dr. Freud says, most women enter marriage these days with a subtle sense of vengeance they themselves, or I think you're saying most women enter marriage these days with a subtle sense of vengeance they themselves are unaware of. Really? Why are we so angry? Why? Do you think that we bring it from past relationships into the marriage? So we somebody has broken our heart, and then we are coming into this new guy and saying that I will show him what was shown to me. But then if he marries you, why would you still have need to be vengeful? He's married you because that's what he wanted in the first place, isn't it? So if he marries you, why would you still need to be vengeful? I don't know. Ladies, is he saying something? Tessie. Hi, Tessie. Tessie says, sorry, Goretti. I'm joining in late, so not sure if I get the full picture. But my response, although I'm not a man, is that we need to be realistic in the way life goes. Rightly or wrongly, men keep side chicks for various reasons. It can be to ease off nagging behaviors from home. It could be because they want to try something different, or could be simple as temptation. So Tessie, I get that, but I'm not trying to look at the man. I'm trying for us to look at the mistress. Why do you think a woman would end up being a side chick? Why? What could be some of the reasons? I mean, I kind of know a few, but I'm just curious. Why would a woman in her normal self, women who are such creatures of love, want to be a side chick? Sherry says, yeah, men suffer also, but Sherry, complete that sentence, please. But what? Women enter and the value of marriage takes her back seat. So when you marry a woman, she's gotten what she wants, and then what? She stops being the girlfriend? Is that what you're saying, Fred? Adeline says, Charlotte is back. I'll just read Adeline's comment. Cynthia, they were not mature then. Now that they are married, they are mature women. So understand it was wrong. Yes, Cynthia. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, I feel like crying. I feel like crying. I've stressed a lot because of this.
It's ongoing while we wait for you. Don't feel bad.
Okay. So I'm here again.
Charlotte is here, guys. Please ask all your questions. So Charlotte, we're just talking. I wonder why women choose to be side chicks.
Okay, there are several reasons why women choose that. Well, some, I'll put it in quotes, some women choose to get into that. First of all, maybe for the material benefits, because it's just in maybe 2% cases whereby you can actually end up being with that person or get married to that person, maybe after he must have left his spouse for you, but the percentage is maybe, let's say 2 or 3%.
Yeah.
But now, reason why some women choose to get into that position as side chicks, or the what should I say, the deuxième bureau, is because of the material and maybe financial benefits. You understand? Because the only thing you can benefit from a man who's married, you would only get what he can give you outside his marital home, because he will hardly ever engage you or get married to you.
Yeah, well,
because you know that you're probably satisfying some of his maybe selfish desires, and therefore the only thing he can give you in return is just what you need to take care of your fine-looking self.
So is that so? You're basically saying, which is true though. I mean, there's a lot of psychology papers that actually support the reasons that you gave. I read this article that said that agrees with that some women, actually majority of women who end up as mistresses, didn't know the man was married. So men, a woman comes dating a guy and then finds out when she's falling in love that he's married, and then she decides that, well, I love him too much, maybe there is hope So I would just stay. Maybe he would truly leave that wife. All these stories he tells me, which in 60% of the cases he doesn't. Or maybe I'm just comfortable here because I've had too many bad relationships. So that I agree.
Yeah.
Side chicks, side. I doubt. Fred says, I doubt women make a consensuous decision to be side chicks. They assume such role, hoping to do better than the man's wife. Actually, that's what those psychology papers kind of say. That, yeah. And so, which brings me to the next conversation, Charlotte.
Okay.
Would you treat the side chick? So, ladies, let's all, and guys, let's all have a conscience here. When you have, when
Okay.
your partner has a side chick or a toy boy, would you look at that person as a fellow human being like you, or would you look at them like a monster?
Okay, now this question, I believe the answer is relative, because there are some cases whereby the lady, or well, the mistresses, like you earlier said, they don't know that the men in question are married. Some
Mm-hmm.
only get into it and realize that these people are actually hooked up somewhere, and because of they've gone so deep into it, they really can't find themselves going out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think, to an extent, they should be looked upon as the monster, because your spouse who took his legs out
Mm-hmm.
there at
Mm-hmm.
that point in time should be looked upon as the one who's lost his senses,
Yeah.
because who knows the story that he must have told the person or the lady out there. You would never know the story he must have told her
Mm-hmm.
for her to, assume that position of a mistress, maybe knowingly or unknowingly.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So I don't think, to an extent, they should be looked upon as monsters, except for cases whereby, they are aware, and because some of them even go as far as, making the ladies in the house know that they exist, and going as far as being provoking them, my God, I'll kill you.
Mm-hmm. True. Very true.
Yeah.
Monica Momo says, sorry, I'm late. What have I missed? Can somebody fill her in, please? Kaiser says, there is no straightforward answer anybody can give us to why a man or a woman cheats. There is no excuse for breaking a promise, whether from a man or woman. You can only try to justify your actions, whatever justification that gives. It doesn't make it right. Cheating or wrongful action is just one of the wickedness of mankind. I like that
Exactly.
wickedness because it
That's
is
that's
wickedness.
very, very true. There is no justification for it. There is no just, if you know that you're not ready for a commitment, then you just hold on to whenever you're ready. You go ahead and play your games, for as long as you choose to. But the moment you have decided to stay committed to someone, to one person, then respect the vows. If not, then you're just a coward. Why would you get into something that you're not ready for? Nobody forced you into it. You didn't have a gun to your head.
Charlotte, but you know what? I mean, as much as we're saying, the cultural aspects play a lot in this thing of mistresses. Because think about it. I mean, you're much younger than I am, but growing up or in our community, in our generation, I mean, we knew these uncles who had side chicks, who had mistresses. We knew some of these our so-called uncles in the community wanted us, the young girls, to be their mistresses. Do you understand? With our young boys,
Yeah.
some of our age group or dating age group boys in their time, we're dating A, B, C. So we're dating Goretti, Anu, and maybe Rachel. Do you understand? And they would brag among it. I mean, I have brothers. So I have 7 brothers. So I kind of experience this. They will brag among themselves like, brother, you're a tough guy. You have many girlfriends. And I think that cultural aspect, because deuxième bureau is almost normalized in Cameroon.
It's almost normalized now.
It really is. Is it still the same?
Yeah, it's the same men will always be men to a greater extent. Men are, that polygamous in nature, if I'd say. You see, it's something that when you probably grow and then you see those your elder ones out there doing it, and you're becoming or you're growing into the same kind of system, it will now take a lot of maturity for you to, break away from it and actually do the right thing. It's not like they don't know the right thing to do. It's not like they are not aware of the right thing to do. But there is that aspect of adventure in their nature that would actually cause them to want to do it. The moment they try one, they're like, oh, okay, I can handle two. Oh, okay, I can handle three. And you see them going on and on and on. But it takes a lot of maturity to get to that point where you're like, okay, I don't think this is necessary anymore. I need to become a man. I need to settle down. I need to, have a sense of focus and then get into a commitment.
Charlotte, so let's not take this away from the women, because we're here to talk about mistresses, right? So Christ says it is always not about sex. So it's always not about sex. Is that for the man? And Cynthia says, I don't think it's a choice matter. A woman does not choose to be a side chick. Circumstances, maybe. I mean, yes, probably. But there are some women who are like autotone side chicks. Like they've probably had a.
That's exactly the reason I said it is relative. It is relative. It depends on the individual's motive for going or choosing to assume a position like that. It is relative. We all might not have the same reason, but if you go deeper, you realize that some are just there for the material gain, some are just there to, because maybe of the circumstances. Of course, the circumstances would, if the circumstances in question pushes you to assume a position like that, then it is definitely for what you will gain. At the end of the day, it's still material.
Yeah.
Because it is just 2% of these men who are going to break away from their union with their wives to assume or to have the mistress coming.
Charlotte, women fall in love. Some of these women,
we do.
Some of these women, circumstances may have made them find themselves as side chicks, but when they fall in love with somebody else's husband, they find it really hard to live. They find it hard to.
They find it hard to live.
Yeah.
They find it hard to live, and that in turn hurts us. That in turn hurts them. Let me put it that way. And this would maybe cause them to start doing or going the extra mile to keep this man to themselves. You see, and in some cases, they will. Like I said, it is relative. In some cases, those who are in the very few cases, they will succeed in having these people, get them home and maybe break away from their wives and then get them to their house. But it is in very, very rare cases. Very, very, very rare cases.
Charlotte,
and it is not a very, very proud thing to say anyway.
Yeah, Charlotte. Kaiser says the spirit may be strong enough to resist evil, but the flesh is just weak. I say, you people, Kaiser. Okay. See, so Charlotte, I think staying on course with what we're saying, they will do things to keep them, and I think that's when having children with a married man comes in, because some women have just fallen in love and they're like, you know what, I love him, this is my own soulmate, I know he's married, but let me just have children and build this deuxième bureau life with this man, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And I also think with everything that has to do with emotions, it's relative. We're human. Everybody deals with issues differently. But then when something becomes common, like infidelity, like abuse, no matter how much we try to defend it as relative, it's something that we still need to talk about. Do you understand that? Because if we just looked at everything like, well, it's relative, maybe, then we'll just continue being mad. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Fred is here defending the man. I think from all of us who are here, we can see that Fred is defending the man. Men have to pamper, respect, and love their wives, their women. Women have to give a man his place and make him feel as such. Fred, with every comment, I feel like you're trying to say, yes, so men cheat. Men have a reason to have a side chick. Fred, is that what you're saying? So Nora Brown says, our faces are covered. I had a friend who dated a married man without knowing he was married. I visited the guy's home once with my friend. She dated him for 2 years but didn't know. The man used his friend's flat each time the girl visited. He'll change pictures on the wall each time my friend was coming. The story burst open when my friend got pregnant for him. My friend was so stressed to the extent that she suffered a miscarriage, which was better for her. Will you call her a side chick? Some men deceive these women too. That is just a really sad situation. Really sad. I mean, hers is just one of those unfortunate instances. But she is a side chick. If he's married, she was a side chick. That's the definition. She was a mistress. He's married.
No matter how you call it, no matter how the situation is, no matter how, the incident happens, as long as it is out of his marital home, she is a side chick.
Okay.
As long as he's not married to her, he is a married man to another woman, then there's another woman by the side, out of his marital home, no matter the circumstances that brought them together, she is a side chick, innocently or knowingly.
The whole side chick, side shenanigan is not ideal, but does happen. So that must happen. Respect the person you call your hubby or wife and keep your dirty business under the cover. So sisters who are side chicks, who were side chicks, and ladies who are watching now. So basically, Tessie is telling us that deal with it, right? Just deal with it. It is part of it is part of life. Men will cheat. Deal with it. Women, is that what we are saying? Is that what we are accepting? We're accepting that, you know what, I cannot stress myself. He wants to cheat, let him cheat. I cannot kill myself. Is that what we are saying?
No, you have to fight for your home. You cannot be comfortable, no matter how you try to let him do this, let him that. There's no way you'll be comfortable knowing that there is another person at the side. Because first, your position is threatened, your happiness is threatened, your home is threatened, the peace of maybe your children's minds is threatened. So everything is threatened once you realize that there's someone at the side.
Okay.
So you cannot necessarily be comfortable with it.
Okay, so which brings us back to your role as Rachel in Woman. For those of us who have seen Woman, there are some very salacious scenes in Woman. There are some very PG-21 scenes in Woman, right?
Yeah.
As an actor, because let me just give some background on that scene. Rachel, Charlotte met this guy who played the role of the commander, whom she had an affair with. She met him in real life the night before she had to do an intimate scene with him. And this is why I commend this girl. This girl is talented as, I'm not going to swear, but she is so talented. She met this guy and she had to be intimate the next day with somebody she's literally met less than 24 hours before. And when you watch Woman, you will agree with me that you probably assume that these people do something for black, right? Charlotte, I mean, what was your mind frame playing that role? I mean, that scene, what was it? I mean, of course, we made it was a close set. We were just 3 of us in the room, and 2 of you. So we're 5 in total, giving you guys directions what to do. What mindset you have to get to, and this message is for upcoming actors and for people who don't understand that acting is not reality. You understand? Who give actors a bad name?
Yeah.
What was your mindset when you were shooting that?
Okay, before I answer that question, let me start by saying, remember, I am an actress. I am an actress. That is to say, I act and I make it a reality for people to feel, have, and engage in that emotion. Because if they're not engaging in the emotion, you're just doing drama.
Yep.
You just play anyhow.
Yeah.
I'm an actress, and one of the things that I learned as an actress was from this very great mentor, Stanislavski. And he has some 5 doors that you have to open in order to become a very good and a successful actress. One of those doors is the magic if. The magic if, you are assuming the position of, what if I was the one in this situation? What will I do to have this person in my palms? Then with that mindset already, you're going to give in your best. And trust me, everyone will believe it too. You see, so many people will be like, Charlotte, I believe that something happened after that, but absolutely nothing. There was nothing was even supposed to happen after that. It's set, it is acting. That is why I'm an actress. And that is why I'm a good actress. So it was just the fact of, okay, I need to interpret this role because I want the people out there to be able to, connect with the scene and connect to the lesson that is being portrayed from this particular movie. And through this character, I must pull it very well. So I had to use the magic if of Stanislavski to be able to, help me and make that character come to reality.
Charlotte, you answered it brilliantly. So for those men who are watching, whose wives want to be actresses, whose girlfriends want to be actresses, whose sisters want to be actresses, for those women who are a bit narrow-minded as well, what we do is act. The key word is ACT. We act. So we act. It is not
Acting.
what we are. It is in that time, in that frame, in that time frame, in that setting. We do this thing, and after that, we go. We don't see each other.
It is just a make believe. Let's put it that way.
Believe. But we need you to believe.
It's just a make believe.
Yes, we need you to believe it. So we do our best so it's as believable as possible. So please, if you have somebody who is passionate about this, don't kill their dream, because our passion for acting is not everyone's passion. So if we understood that and just try to support it, maybe we would have a bigger industry now. Right, Charlotte?
Yes. So there are people out there who would not accept that their spouses get into this movie business, this acting business, and according to them, they believe that we are too flirtatious, maybe because of what they see on screen.
Yeah.
Just because of what they see on screen. And if they can believe or try to relay what they see on screen as though it is happening in reality with the persons involved, then I think the actors at that point in time are doing a great job, because their job is to act and make the people believe in what they are portraying. It's not like it is the real thing that they are doing. So if you have to kill an actor or an actress for acting, then you're missing the entire point. Some are called to be doctors, some are called to be accountants, some are called to be actors.
Yes.
We are simply giving a lesson out to the public through our skills of acting. It is not like we are living the life. We are just gifted to come up with a story, to interpret it and make you believe in what happens out there, using our faces, using our bodies, using our voices, but it mustn't necessarily be us, like Charlotte in person.
Yeah, Charlotte, this is something Stephanie says. They believe everything we do in movies, and some even say them go finish them for back. Well, again, I think Charlotte has brilliantly as we conclude towards this side chick, ladies, Mistress story. So, ladies, I think in conclusion, from all our contributions, what I get is that we're saying that most of us are blaming the man for being a mistress, for having a mistress. There is less of the blame on the woman. I don't know if it's because majority of us are women who are watching. I don't know, but I mean, Fred has given some really salient points, and like he's explained, he's not trying to defend the man for having a mistress, but there are reasons why a man has a mistress. So if you're watching us and you are a mistress, or you have been a mistress, just to add to the conversation, please send me private messages, yeah, so that I can better inform myself and then inform some of the comments underneath this conversation. I mean, Charlotte, I mean, the internet tried to
mess us up in the beginning.
mess us up, but we refuse to let it mess our interview up. So before you go, Charlotte, you have so many fans, so many fans. But just before we go, I'm going to play that clip again, the clip of the conversation we had, because that conversation is what brought the film. So if you just watch that, just to bring you back to what we've been talking about, just watch this conversation between the mistress and the wife. And if you're in the comments, as you go home, think about it. This was me, and the mistress turned up at my doorstep. What would I do? Charlotte, stay on, please. Don't go.
How may I help you?
What do you want from my husband?
Okay.
Why are you sleeping with my husband?
Madam?
Don't you dare madam me. Did you know he was married?
Of course I did. Did you come here expecting me to apologize to you for sleeping with your husband?
No. I came here hoping to speak to a woman with at least some moral values left.
Oh my God, it was never about you.
Of course not. Because damaged women like you only think about yourselves.
What did you call me?
You heard me. See, I'm not fooled by the glossy exterior you present to the world.
You came to me looking for answers to why you have a cheating husband. Granted, I'm sleeping with your husband. But I too have been polite, Mrs. Lobe. However, if you think you can come to my place of business and insult me, then I suggest you think real hard before you utter another insult.
Let me describe you in a few words, and please feel free to stop me if any of it is false. You used to be a mean girl who believed that all the other girls were jealous of you. You clearly do not understand the true bond of sisterhood, so I'll assume you have no female friends. Saying that you're pretty, men flock around you and women avoid you, but you clearly were never shown true love by the one man you looked up to. So in order to feed your insecure ego, you chase after married men because you enjoy the thrill of the hunt.
Oh my God, spare me the psychological bullshit.
Being another statistics to a man's bed-hopping bragging rights, never being able to be claimed publicly, that is not love.
I sleep with your husband because it suits me. I get the fun of dating an interesting, charismatic guy without the hassles that come in the relationship. I become his dream woman for as long as I chose. I stay glamorous and pretend to hang on to his every word so he believes he's been listened to. I give your husband the best sex of his life, so he treats you nicer and kinder. So, Mrs. Lobe, you got it wrong. I fuck your husband for me.
How long do you plan to remain scarred?
How long does your husband plan to cheat on you? I have no moral obligation to you. He is the home wrecker, not me. Look, Mrs. Lobe, I didn't intend for this to get here.
No. You meant to hurt me and my family, but that's on you.
The way your husband came running to me, he will cheat on you again.
Then you will be the last while I'm still married to him. I promise you that.
I stood before the altars and made vows to God and our families with this man because I love him. If this marriage fails, then it's not on me. No, man.
Hi, Charlotte. When you watched that, was
Oh, wow. Did I say that?
Yes, you did that. Oh my God, you did a lot more. I swear. If you haven't watched Woman, the link is in the comments. Click on it after this and watch this girl blow your minds. So when you watch that, Charlotte, as an actress, how do you feel?
I was watching from the point of, in fact, I felt like the audience, and I was like, this girl is trying. Oh, this girl is trying. I actually forgot that I was the one acting. I actually forgot I was the one acting. It was so real. It was so real, and I was putting myself in the position of the wife at that point. I'm like, what am I going to do to this girl to have the bold mind to talk to me like that with no fear? And she's proud of doing what she's doing. Yeah. And at the same time, I'm like, could I actually have the courage to be that in real life? Like, they'll pour me acid one day for real. You know, but it was, I felt it. I felt the reality.
Charlotte, no.
Yeah, I felt the reality in it, and for a minute, that scene actually scared me. You know.
Really? How?
Yes,
Why?
that scene scared me because for some reason I wouldn't want to be placed in the position of the wife there because I might get to stain my hands with blood. Yeah. I might get to stain my hands with blood.
Charlotte. So somebody said, Charlotte, you're so bad. I'll be contacting you for some more acid, no be a potion. So Nora Brown says, I wrote what she said in the movie. I love women. That's what powerful women should do to cheating husbands. And great job. Awesome acting. I mean, oh my gosh, the comments
Thank you.
Oh, you're brilliant. I mean, nobody can take that from you. You are talented, I swear. So very talented. I mean, I'm so glad for everyone who has tuned in. We have been here over an hour. So thank you for your patience. But I hope the conversation was engaging enough. I mean, these conversations are not meant to be that serious because when I was writing this story, Woman, I did my own research. So everything, that conversation that you just watched, I tried, after my research and after people's experiences put together, this is what I came up with to pass that message, that not every mistress truly wants your husband. And in my humble opinion, in the case of infidelity, don't blame one person. Yes, the woman, the side chick, has a role to play. Your husband has a role to play. You yourself have a role to play for infidelity. Exactly. So that was my opinion. That's why I wrote it that way. But for all of you writing, Charlotte, oh my God, somebody says, Charlotte, you destroyed the wife. I gave you great acting for me. Thank you very much. I mean, the feedback is just always been positive. Every time people watch that film, women always send me clips of that bit. I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. So that means that you did what you were paid to do. You acted.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I have a couple of people who watched it here too.
Yeah. So where can we see you again, Charlotte?
Yeah, I have a couple of people who watched it here too on Epispde and the other platforms.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
What can we see you in? I mean, since Woman, what else can we see you in? Which other movies have you done?
Okay, after Woman, After Woman, I believe most people know about the series Bad Angel. There's been Bad Angel that has been on CRTV for about over 2 years now. It's a
Mhm.
series. It's actually a series, and there's a couple. I've been on Chasing Tales. I've been on Chasing Tales with Imade Cindy. I've
Mhm.
been on in fact there's a couple of them. If I want to start naming them right now, there's just a couple of them. Some have not been, some have not been released. Some have been, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of them. There's been What Z by Itambi
Right.
Delphine. This is
Yeah.
another one that, in fact, people are like, oh my gosh, Charlotte, where in the name of God, where are you coming from?
Charlotte,
What
Charlotte,
Z has also been.
Charlotte, why can't we watch what Z? Do you know? Itami Delphine.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Itambi Dolphin has been working on putting it on some platforms where we can all access it, though it's been on airlines for now, and but there are some platforms that she's presently working on so that the entire public can really get access to it, but not until after a period of time. Yeah, and after that, there's been Vindicated with Emma Cindy as well, and in fact, there's been a couple of them. There's been a whole lot of them.
Okay, Charlotte, I think what I would just tell people is if you ever looking for, just Google her name, Charlotte Gobina, so that if there's any of her work on any platform, because obviously we'll always write
Yeah,
the name of the actors in the film. So if there's any of her work on
yeah.
any platform, if you just Google her name every now and then, it should pop up, or even on Facebook, I assume. Charlotte, it's been such a joy. So in conclusion, before we go, sisters, that was my opinion of side chicks in the movie that you saw in the clip. What's your, so that let me just let's conclude. You tried your best, Goretti, coach her, leave your hobby, but you can see it's not as easy as that. Prayers is all we can do, and do our part to keep a happy home. I think so. Great acting from you both. Thank you. Adeline says, if a
Thank
woman,
you.
Charlotte hammered well. If a woman should speak to me like that, I'll go front
I go
row.
fit fence me, yeah.
Okay. There are a few men watching. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do, because I beg, who am I, to tell anybody what to do? But sisters, I mean, that side chick matter. You're hurting somebody. You're hurting somebody, even in her absence, even in her ignorance, even if she doesn't know about it. You're hurting some other woman like yourself. So before you become a side chick, I beg, consider that woman.
You should place yourself in that position of the wife in the first place.
Thank you. But if you must do her husband,
Yeah, you should put yourself in the position
yeah,
of first place, because doesn't only revolve around us, doesn't only end at the moment, because when we engage into it, you start feeling the pleasures and enjoying the first part of it. But trust me, nothing that starts in deception really ends very well. So before you engage or you decide to be in that position of a side chick, you have to really think twice, because tomorrow you might become someone's wife as well. And even if at the end of the day you succeed in having this person, or you succeed in destroying the marriage, the home, and then maybe you get into the house as the wife, think about it. You got this man through deceptive means. Another person might get him from you through deceptive means. So we have to be very careful. And of course, the wives as well. There are so many wives out there who are nagging, and because of their nagging nature, they actually push these men out there to what they say, or what they're going to seek for solace, or they're looking for what's the word, it's escaping my mind. They want to go and get comfort out there, and they believe that with the side chicks are getting comfort, but in the long run it is destructive. It might start very nice or well in the beginning, but in the long run it is destructive. So we all have a role to play. It mustn't be blamed only on one party. Remember, they say when a fight starts, it cannot be a fight unless two of you agree to fight. If you want to fight me and I run away, it's not going to be a fight. So that's the thing.
Thank you. I mean, that's it. That's
Yeah.
the conclusion. I can't add anything to that. For every single person who participated tonight, thank you very much. We aim to have a conversation. I hope you felt like we had a conversation. I couldn't put everybody's comments because the comments are just running really fast, and so I couldn't put everyone else's. But I hope that we carry these conversations to our homes. We are, as side chicks, we are first of all women, and we will probably have daughters in the future, or sons. You know I always want to end with this. What message that we're going to tell our young daughter if we ever found out she was a mistress? How would you feel? Would you be comfortable with that? Would you be able to put yourself in the woman's shoes, or would you frown on that? So I hope that we give these children the tools they need to be better examples. But then again, let me play devil's advocate. Life is life. Some men are having a tough time at home. Some women's hearts have been broken so badly that they don't trust any man. Some women maybe are widowed and and are at a certain age and maybe have many children, many responsibilities that no man wants to marry. You know how it is. So they too need a man. They too need a man. So I'm not saying that's an excuse, but I'm playing devil's advocate. Let's all just look at each other as women, because life happens. But traditional as I am, I would
life happens.
Life happens, and every woman needs comfort because we're women. We need to be taken care of. So if a woman whose husband has passed away, maybe saddled with 4 children, the men should, and is in her 40s or late 40s, the men should meet in that category are many married men. So are you saying that
many married men?
What are we saying? I'm not contradicting myself. I'm trying to play devil's advocate that there is no right or wrong in life. And again, I'm saying we're not having a do or die conversation. We're just having a conversation around this issue. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. But side chicks is a reality. And I guess all we can say is respect the woman. If you're the side chick, respect the wife. If you can avoid being a side chick, please avoid being a side chick.
If you can avoid being in that position, you should avoid it, because at the end of the day, sometimes you might not necessarily get to, you might not really end up very, very happy. If you can avoid it, fine. If you know that you are getting into it willfully and you're hoping for the better, I beg you to cast your nest somewhere else, because you might end up very, very, very heartbroken. And that's the situation. We just have to pray and hope for the best, and hope that, well, God sends us the right partner, you see, because it will be a very catastrophic situation that you have to find yourself confronting or being confronted by the man's wife. Some of them might not take it very lightly on the side chicks. Some of them might just, take it easy and walk away. Some of them, might, take it in another way. Some of them might even end up killing you.
God
so at the end of the day, you have to look into all of those things. No, it's very possible. It's very possible.
Yeah.
Like when I was watching the scene there, I was asking myself, like, okay, if I'm this wife, Jesus Christ, if I have something there, I will stain my hands with blood. Some will not take it that way. Some will take it very easy and hand everything to God and hope for God to, handle it in His own way and His own time. So people who are, highly tempered will probably send assassins behind you. It's very possible. So before choosing that position, it's very, very important to look into. It's very possible. It's okay. It's always necessary to look into the advantages and the disadvantages, even though most of the times the advantages is just the material gain, the material side of it. The disadvantages are more than the advantages.
Thank you, Miss Gobina. This has been brilliant. Thank you so much. We got to go because I'm sure everyone's got family responsibilities at this time. We've taken longer than we intended to. We said an hour.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But Charlotte, thank you so
Yeah.
much. I know how much you've struggled to connect, and I really appreciate your sacrifice. And I know it's dark now, so you have to go home as well. But for everybody who contributed, let me put this
Oh, sure.
on before we go. She says, Victorine Dickup says, I was married, and see, life must go on. So, and then she
Yeah,
comes,
life will go on.
to go out with a married man is not a good idea. True. I mean, I think we're all agreeing to that. So next week, we've decided to do the woman experience on Wednesday and Fridays, seeing how we can connect, especially because a lot of the cast and crew of women are based in Cameroon. So we would see how it goes. But our next show will be on Wednesday. Yeah, so we look forward to that. We're going to put the flyers up from next week. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We had a blast. Charlotte, follow Charlotte. She's on Facebook, Charlotte Gobina. Yeah, so follow her.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. And for those who say they haven't seen Woman, the link is up. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm going to take you off, but just
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
ladies and gentlemen, men and women, boys and girls, we've had a conversation. Life is life. Life is life. Life will happen, good and bad. Not every circumstances will happen that will make us do the things that we swore we would never do. Life is life, but let's just be kinder. So if you have to do that thing that you know is really bad, you swore you would never do, but circumstances push you to do, just be kinder. Just put kindness in your heart. Kindness goes a long way. I mean, there's no kindness in sleeping with somebody's husband, but you know what I mean. Like, be kind. Be kind. Don't go and stand at the woman's doorstep. Don't flaunt it. Just be a sister. Put yourself in her shoes. Yeah. To date a married man is wrong. It's a bad thing. Please don't date somebody's husband, because these women can go for prayer and pray your head down. So don't date somebody's husband. But then again, as I say, I'm devil's advocate. Life is life, and life will go on. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so grateful, and I'm so excited. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.